What are you doing this Saturday? I'm sitting in a parking lot of an urgent care. Why would that be? Well, it is not for my problem. Hubby cut his hand last night right through here. And by the way, don't try to help someone open their wine bottle with a screwdriver because they can't find the corkscrew. Just saying, it's an idea, all right? You will avoid stitches. So, last night he was helping our son open his wine bottle with a screwdriver because son couldn't find his corkscrew. And he'd been waiting all week, to have this particular wine. Anyways, wouldn't go to emergency room, wasn't going to sit for 8 hours waiting for stitches in the ER. So here we are at urgent care today. And he is getting in quicker than we thought. So it will be taken care of. So that's my Saturday. There's a Fred Meyer right there. Lots of clouds around us. I do know in the country this weekend, I know there's a lot of stuff going on. So I wanted to talk about a couple things. First thing I'm going to talk about is, what do you think about martyring somebody? What do you think about martyring somebody? How does that affect the community that supports them? It's a question. It's not an accusation, all right? I mean, it's not an indictment. So, I do not support the current front runner for the Republican Party. And I am a registered Republican. Hate me if you want. Please don't cuss me out. Just asking. Just saying. But I do not support the current front runner, mainly because the current front runner is a lightning rod. The last thing I believe in my 61 years of being on this earth and seeing a few situations going on over the years, the last thing I believe that this country needs is the war of the worlds taking place because he gets elected, or because there's as much support as I see pulling up behind him. So the recommendation for an indictment comes down. I don't know that he is indicted at this point. I think we all know who I'm talking about. The elephant in the room, very orange skin, blonde hair, ex-president, okay? And do you want to know something else? This is a person who is double digits in front of anybody else in his party. Does that not just seem odd to you? And it's increasing. So, I'm wondering if there is not somebody pretending to be far left, pushing hard to have this man indicted, who's actually a plant from the far right, gonna help martyr somebody and create more problems than what we bargained for. It's a question. Please, in the comments, just tell me what you think about that thought. Could I be right? Am I wrong? Am I completely out of my mind? That's happened, okay? I have been out of my mind a few times. But I'm betting I'm not the only person who's thinking, you go ahead, you martyr him, and we'll see how much power is thrown behind him intentionally. So that's one of the things. And I'm concerned. I'm truly concerned about it. I wish, I had a magic wand and I could wave it and, there would just be a rational conversation between the two sides. I would like to know, okay, there's always been this, left and right side. I have a question. Do you know when, to the best of your calculation, the gulf between those two sides, the far left and the far right, became the Grand Canyon I don't. I've tried to figure it out. I really don't. I've thought about it a lot. It's a question I have because we don't need this. We do not need the kind of vitriol and intentional finger pointing and hatred and blame. There are very few people that are willing to come together and say, okay, I believe this over here. I believe this to be true, and I'm willing to die on that hill, per se. Not literally, but, that's where I'm making my stand. And then there's people over here who say, okay, that's great, and I believe this completely opposite, and I'm willing to die on that hill. Okay, so there's that place in the middle where there's people that kind of cross over, and they have this idea that we don't have to be one or the other, that you can hold two beliefs and two thoughts at the same time. Those are independents. Those are the people. I'm an independent, okay? I have left and right beliefs, and I have voted left and right, okay? I internshiped under a Democrat who I still respect her very much, local here in Oregon, Val Hoyle. I very much respect Val Hoyle. And she worked very well with me. I did an internship. Anyway, so I'm concerned about that. I'm concerned about that chasm, if you will, that is Grand Canyon size. And how, do you believe we'll ever be able to bring it even like within, oh gosh, the Mississippi size, or even smaller, the Columbia River size? Do you believe we will ever be able to shrink that down? What will it take, in your opinion, as a grown-up American, what's your opinion about how to shrink that? What do we need to do? Can you say, okay, I can think in the middle here, and I can say, okay, well, there's give and take. We can have this, and we can have this in a way that it crosses over and everybody gets their needs met. Everybody gets heard. We are a majority rule and a minority herd country. We don't just say, because you're the minority, you don't get heard and you don't get seen and you don't get calculated into what's needed. All right? Because here in Oregon, we have that battle going on. Literally, a big chunk of Oregon is trying to go to Idaho. I got to get this out of my face. I got some skin problems going on. I'm trying to keep my hair off my face. And makeup, by the way. And so half of Oregon's trying to go away. Half of Oregon is trying to go to Idaho. Idaho says, come on. And you know why that is, of course, because, more land, blah, 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 taxes. And Oregon, of course, wants to hold on to half of its state. If I were governor, if I were in charge, I'd say, come on over to my house. Let's sit down. Let's have some coffee, some tea, some V8, spicy hot. Let's talk about it. What is your issue? What are your issues? Is there a way to get those issues addressed that your state representative is not doing? How can we help you be heard? And then translate that into action. Is there some way to include those people's needs, their concerns, their beliefs into public policy today? Does that seem like a good idea to you? Because it does to me. If I were in charge, you can bet your bottom dollar that would be happening. I would be I'd open the big house. I'm a big tent person. Let's bring everybody in. Let's hear everybody's side. Not screaming and yelling, not denigrating and, sharing vitriolic garbage back and forth, but a real conversation that says, here's what I think, here's what I believe, and here's what I would love to see happen. And the other side says, okay, here's what I think, here's what I believe, here's what I'd like to see happen. And I'm willing to cross over with you to make that happen. I'm willing to cross a little bit. I'm willing to give, if you're willing to give. So I'm just saying, we're in trouble. We're in trouble. This country's in trouble. You know it. I know it. Your neighbors know it. Your grandma knows it. Everybody knows it. The children, many of them now know it. Sadly. So, tell me what you think. And in the meantime, here's things that I believe I can be doing. Making sure my voice is heard with my state representatives, my federal representatives. Making certain that I share my information in respectful, responsible manner. I'm not screaming, yelling, calling names, telling you how stupid you are and how smart I am. Never going to happen. And that I think we have middle ground. There has to be middle ground. We have to get rid of the Grand Canyon. It has to go away. It must go away. And who's willing to help make that happen? Let's figure it out. Another thing is connect with other people of like mind, people of different mind. By the way, I have many people that I love that do not agree with me politically, and that's okay. I love them. I'm pretty sure they love me. I don't know that they respect my beliefs. And guess what? I don't need them to. It does not move me one way or the other. What I have to know is that what I believe, what I'm willing to stand on, that hill I'm willing to stand on, that I can sleep with at night. What I tell you right now, can I go to sleep tonight with it? You betcha. So it's my goal to be looking for those opportunities. So besides that, connect if you're a spiritual person, connecting with your community of spirituality. If you're a person of preparedness mind, which we all should be preparing basics, because disasters happen. You know, I know that there's things happening this day, this weekend, this next week, all over the place. And most people are not prepared. Most people are not prepared. Meaning, do you have food? Do you have water? Do you have medical supplies? As a matter of fact, last night, found out my medical supply kit sucks. Badly. It's disorganized. I was embarrassed, and it was just me and hubby. And I was embarrassed because I know better than to let it be like this. So, making certain that those kind of things are in order. And paying attention without becoming crazy about it. Finding ways to decompress. One of the people that I respect the most from the preparation community is Alaska Prepper. Rudy from Alaska Prepper. And he took a whole month off. He didn't read anything. He did nothing controversial, no news, no nothing, because of a medical condition he shared about that he was being affected by all of this stuff. Diabetes. You know, making certain that our medical stuff is in order. Do you have prescriptions that you could, you know, if God forbid there wasn't ability to get medication that was life-saving medication, do you have it available to you a little in reserve? It's just, I put in for my refills 5 days early every month so that I have a little bit on hand. So, taking time to be at peace. Am I at peace? I'm pretty calm. I'd say I'm at peace. I'm going for a drive. As a matter of fact, I'm going for a drive somewhere in the next 48 hours. I don't know where, but I'm going somewhere. I've got to. I can't stand it. Feeling cooped up, feeling, There's too much going on. So taking time for fun things, for things that help us feel at peace and calm and like, I can do this, whatever this is. All right, you guys. Thank you for watching. I do hope you watch. Please like, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and share this out. It helps me, and I would appreciate it. And by the way, I think that it's some good information, and I think there's some good questions for you to answer. And I truly would love to see what you have to say about my questions. All right? So I'm going to let you take one more. We are on the West 11th in Eugene, Oregon. There's our sky out the sunroof today. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. You take care. You know, stay healthy. Stay healthy. Stay safe. And whatever your passion is, and if you don't know what it is, figure it out. Live your passion, because there is nobody else who's going to do it for you.